Hey guys, and welcome to Petrol Ped and welcome to this week's Midweek 180. Quite a lot to talk about this week, but it's all happening in America. Anyway, before we get to that, if you've not seen one of these before, this is my midweek update where I bring you my news, views and information about upcoming reviews, all filmed in one take. Housekeeping from last week, leader of the pack was Stephen Spink. Well done, mate. Joined in the Magnificent Seven by Malcolm Brew, Kevin DG7, Paul Mead, Jake Warren, Michael Kember and Gary Matthews. Lots of the usual suspects in that list. But whoever's the first comment this week, you'll be my leader of the pack next week, and the first 7 comments will be in my Magnificent Seven. So yes, all the action is happening over at Monterey Car Week. Another year, and I haven't been. And I will go one day. I always kind of forget it's on. I did get an invite last year, but basically I already had stuff on and the commercials didn't really work very well. But I will try and get to Monterey Car Week at some point. But the brief thing to mention, the Ferrari SP3 Daytona, the black and yellow one where the two colours met down the spine of the car, it said Ferrari. That was sold by Sotheby's at auction a couple of days ago now. I think, what's that, a £3.5 million car, something like that? It sold for $26 million for charity. $26 million. Unbelievable. Pretty cool car, but I mean, I guess it's the whole charity thing, right? But there's lots of new cars, and Lamborghini have bought out a Fenomeno, which I just think is a stupid name for a car, but never mind. But the one I wanted to talk about was out of the Gordon Murray stable. Now, clearly, the last couple of years, we've seen Gordon Murray bring out the T50, the 3-seat car. I'm just going to put my mute on my computer. So the T50 3-seat car and also the T33. Beautiful cars, I think dominated by the fact that they've got an unbelievable Cosworth V12 in the back, revving to 12,100 RPM, I think. They are amazing things. Well, they've basically done an homage to the Le Mans winning F1 McLaren back in 1995. And they've started what's called GMSV, Gordon Murray Special Vehicles. It's basically for the super rich, because let's face it, you've got to be pretty loaded to be able to buy a Gordon Murray car in the first place. But if you wanted Gordon Murray to make you a one-off bespoke car, you go to GMSV. And they've done 2 cars that they've revealed at Monterey. And the one I really want to talk about is called the S1LM. And it is a kind of modern day look at what a McLaren F1 would be. And for me, McLaren F1 is my favourite car of all time, with very closely run to the F40. But I just think there's something about a McLaren F1. In fact, bear with me, caller, I even have one in my office. It's a bit dusty. I mean, how can you not look at that and think that is just the most beautiful car covered in dust? Must get my duster out. But they've basically taken that and they've made a modern day version of it. And I think it is the most beautiful, clean lined car. It's based on the technology from the T50. It's got, I mean, as if the engine in the T50 wasn't special enough anyway, it's gone back to Cosworth and they've bought it out a little bit. So it's a little bit bigger. It's now 4.3 litre V12. It's got even lighter internals. It revs to 12,100 RPM. It produces over 700 horsepower. And it's mated to a manual gearbox. And it's also got an Inconel exhaust. It's going to sound epic, but I think it's a beautiful looking car. The outside, I love the clean lines. I love the kind of front of it. But when I went on and got some press packs and downloaded some images today, all of the images I've seen online so far were of a kind of gold, silvery colour car that was released, the car that everyone's filmed with. But I've also found some renders of it in green. Check out this in a beautiful dark green. You know me and dark green cars. It looks epic in green. Now, unfortunately, it's another one of these cars that's only for the super rich. In fact, it's even more exclusive than that because it's only for one super rich person. They are making 5 S1 LMs and they've all been commissioned by the same guy. So they're all going to the same place, that is proper ball in there. But how good does it look in green. They released another car at the same time, or had it on the stand. Although that one was definitely just a model. That was called the Le Mans GTR. I'll put some pictures up while I'm talking. I'm less of a fan of this one, if I'm honest. I know it doesn't have the big fan at the back like the T50 does, so it looks a little bit cleaner at the back. But my favourite by far is the S1 LM. And they're just special cars. They're going to be poster cars for many, many years, just like the original F1 was. I mean, who knows, one day, if anyone that says, oh, you know, what's the car that you'd like to drive? Is there a car that you'd really love? Yeah, that. I'd love to drive a McLaren F1. Sadly, these things now, I don't know, 15, 20 million, if they've got some provenance or a good story, maybe more than that now. They are proper unicorn cars, incredible things. Now, we'll change the supercars from British-made to Italian-made. If you like your Italian cars, then you probably need to head over to 50 Supercars on the weekend of the 30th and 31st of August, because they've got their Italian Cars weekend. And I know a few of the cars that are going to that, and believe me, there's going to be some special metal there. So if you want to go along, then head over to the 50's website. There's some details there. But yeah, you can just go along and it will be a very special display of cars. I'm not going to be there because that weekend I'm actually at Salon Privé. So I'm doing some really cool stuff with the guys from 50's and also with Salon Privé. We're doing a drive out the Tuesday or the Wednesday before Salon Privé in my Spider with some really nice cars. And then the Spider's actually on display on the lawn at Salon Privé. So if you're going to Salon Privé, look out for my car, but also look out for me because I will be there both Friday and Saturday. But this coming weekend, I've actually got, and I'm really looking forward to this, I've got a Dacia Bigster being delivered on Thursday of this week. It's been a while now since I went out for the first reveal of the Bigster in Germany. And that video, I think, for a static reveal video, is my best performing I've ever done. I think it's done 250,000 views now. There's a lot of love for a Dacia Bigster. I think a lot of the comments are about the name, if I'm honest. But I haven't driven one yet, so I've got one of those being delivered on Thursday. And one of the things I'm going to be doing in it is using it to drive to Carfest, because I'm working at Carfest all weekend, Friday, Saturday and Sunday with Michelin. So Michelin have a stand at Carfest. They're one of the key sponsors. We have a stand. It's called the Tread Shed. I don't know who came up with that name, but very, very good name. And we've got like a stage, and we're going to have 3 different sessions running each day, where we've got a subject for each session and a bunch of experts, like a panel, if you like, to discuss. I think we're talking about EV charging and best practice. We've got one session on tyres, general tyre maintenance and tyre tech, and then another session on just general car maintenance. So if you are at Carfest, please come along and say hello. I'm really, really looking forward to it. I went to Carfest last year just for a couple of hours just to have a look in, but I'm there all weekend and very much looking forward to it. But before then, busy week. I'm actually filming this Tuesday morning. By the time this goes live, I'm actually going to be in the Brecon Beacons with Genesis, because back in the last week, I had their latest car, the GV70, delivered. It's like a kind of SUV format, all-electric car, 490 horsepower, 700 Newton meters. It's a beautifully appointed thing. So I'm driving this afternoon to the Brecon Beacons. I've had it on full charge overnight. It's got about 300 miles of range showing, so I'll be able to get to the hotel quite happily on one charge. I am going to stop on the way and just top up, because we've got a lot of driving to do tomorrow in the Brecon Beacons. But yeah, looking forward to that. So that will probably be Friday's video. So you need to tune in at 6 o'clock on Friday to see how I get on in the Genesis GV70. But for now, I'm going to love you and leave you. Let me know in the comments, what do you guys think of the 2 special Gordon Murray cars, GMSV specials? I am a big fan. But if you enjoyed that, please give me a thumbs up. Comments below are always welcome, and if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to Petrol Ped for plenty more content to come. And I'll see you on the next film, which is this Friday at 6 for the Genesis GV70, hopefully. Unless there's an embargo they haven't told me about. I don't think there is. I'll be alright. But for now, I'm just going to carry on looking at my little McLaren F1. Whoa.